US President Donald Trump dismissed National Security Advisor Mike Waltz on Thursday amid a controversy involving a chat group leak, announcing plans to nominate him as the next ambassador to the United Nations. In his first major cabinet reshuffle of the new term, President Trump named Secretary of State Marco Rubio as the interim National Security Advisor after Mike Waltz's departure. Trump praised Mike Waltz for prioritizing national interests throughout his military, congressional and advisory roles as he announced his reassignment on social media platform Truth. The 51-year-old ex-Special Forces officer and Florida congressman had faced uncertainty since the Signalgate scandal broke out in March this year. Waltz served a little more than 100 days in Trump's second term. And DD India correspondent Akshay Dongare joins us more on this from Delhi. Akshay, Donald Trump is known to be not very consistent with his NSAs. Connect the dots for us about the latest reshuffle in the Trump cabinet.
Well, Shubhendu, the kind of scandal that involved Mike Waltz in the recent days, especially the group chat that also were leaked because there was a journalist involved in the chat. That was quite a shocker, not just for Mike Waltz or the journalist, but the entire world. Because a war plan getting discussed on a private platform, that to an application, a third-party application, not even of the United States government. Raised a lot of eyebrows about the security apparatus and the kind of protocols there are to communicate in today's modern times, when there are all over you will find these kind of chat applications, and even though many are calling themselves encrypted, but sharing war plans on such a platform has really shaken up the entire US administration, especially during the first 100 days. This scandal happened involving a war plan in Yemen. So it was certain that there will be some action taken. Internal proofs were already going on to ascertain that what exactly happened. And even though Mike Waltz has been removed from his earlier position, he will be still in the administration. That's a big point coming in. That goes on to show that Trump has, to protect Mike Waltz, he has gone, several steps ahead than he would have been for many of the cases. So what we are seeing at this point in time clearly is once again shake-up in the Trump administration, and these kind of shake-ups, they usually happen. They happened including Mike Pompeo. They happened including several other administrators in the earlier term of Donald Trump, when even the vice presidents were questioned for a lot of decisions, and as far as the administration is concerned, they were constantly being changed. So this seems like a strategy.
Okay.
But Mike Waltz at the UN and then Marco Rubio as the interim also goes on to show that there may be a shift as far as the policy of the Trump government is concerned.
Right. Akshay, also as unpredictable as the Trump administration is, any insights into what are the days ahead? 100 days are over. The cabinet has been reshuffled. There's been a pushback on the tariff and immigration policies. What can one expect in the days ahead?
Well, as far as the 100 days are concerned, there were a lot of loud days, actually. Shubhendu, if you talk about it, there were a lot of talks of tariffs. There were talks of a liberation day in particular, when we talk about the day when tariffs were announced. Then tariffs were implemented, then they were rolled back, then some sectors were given an exemption for a few years. Many countries were given exemption for about 90 days. China's tariffs were taken to an unprecedented level and in fact unimaginable level. So all of that has happened, but how much of it is working out, that will be a major factor in deciding that what exactly are going to be the next steps. But there has been a lot of loud noises, but when it comes to action, they have often been seen as being reversed when they were not worked out.
Right.
So it seems that while there were major decisions taken, perhaps those decisions were not discussed well, or there was a lack of far-sightedness as far as these decisions are concerned. So perhaps a rectification of many of the errors and building on what has worked may seem like a major strategy for the Trump administration ahead for the next year.
Akshay, thank you for those inputs.